Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the eISL powered by Coca-Cola with Hero as our associate sponsor, Nodwin Gaming as our esports partner, PlayStation as our platform partner, and of course Terra Virtua as our digital collectibles partner. I've got Azim with me once again on the desk, and for our final matchup today, we've got FC Goa coming in, and we talked about this just now, Azim. For them, a lot on the line, a lot of pressure, yeah?
Yeah, it's a lovely tea time kickoff. So I've got my chai with me, and let's quickly take you through the tournament format. Of course, it is the league stage, 3 games per match, 2 1v1s and 1 co-op, and the finals will be played 19th and 20th of March. And of course, those 2 winning team members will battle it out to represent India at FGS 2022, and they're also fighting for a decent prize pool of just about 78 lakh rupees, with the winners getting 15 lakh rupees. And of course, the MVP getting his own 4 lakh rupee bonus and personalized NFT by Terra Virtua.
Yeah, a lot on the line right here, as well as in terms of points as well for these teams, and of course a chance to make it a little tougher to grab a chunk of that change. But looking at the leaderboard, as we were talking about the points, FC Goa, they're on the very edge in that 4th spot with 29 points, tied with Mumbai City FC, though Mumbai City have a game in hand, and then of course 2 games in hand with the people behind them on Northeast United. A win here is crucial. It's just going to give them room to breathe, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, I'm quite sure on the way out of the studio, as these guys were coming in, Northeast United FC may have just made a couple of small offers to Kerala Blasters. Say, come on guys, get the win. We'll buy you a pizza or a burger later on. But let's see what the matchups are for today. Of course, Kerala Blasters FC, one of the teams lacking a bit of luck in this tournament. You could say Akshat going up against V Sharma, and Afnan taking on Lokmanu, who had let's say a slight fit of rage after his loss yesterday. But I'm sure he'll have calmed down by now, and we have a couple of very, very interesting matches in prospect.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, the rage compilation seems to be increasing as we get closer and closer to the final part of this tournament. And I think I'm excited to see if we see any of that rage come in from the FC Goa boys today, because usually they're quite composed, they're quite calm, they got the game faces on, and it ends up being that from them we rarely ever see those moments. But talking about faces, we saw the haircut streak break today for Ankit. Maybe it's the same for Vanshrathar.
Yeah, well, Vanchat got his first win yesterday, so he'll be after the haircut, shall we say. But let's see what happened. The last time these 2 teams met was 3 points for FC Goa. Very tightly contested game. It was Afnan who couldn't quite get the win against Lokmanu. V Sharma then, this was of course the phase of the tournament where V Sharma was really coming up clutch for FC Goa, winning all of his games, and of course then FC Goa, one of the best co-op units in the eISL. And you can see Lokmanu ready to rage today as well, coming with a nice boxing themed hoodie. So let's see, are there going to be any punching bags? Are there going to be any controllers broken in the studio today? Let's find out. Everyone's in a good mood so far, but we all know that changes very quickly.
Oh yeah, that's just because the game hasn't started just yet. As soon as the game gets going, I'm sure that mood will most definitely quickly change. But in terms of stats, these players quite similar. And as you said, for V Sharma, it was a strong start to the tournament, and for Akshat, a weak start. But since then, it has been a bit of a balanced run for both of them. Akshat has really stepped up, and V Sharma, he had a bit of a down period. But since then, again, towards the end of the tournament, like we are expecting from someone like Sharansh, he has really stepped up to the mark and delivered. Looking to do that once again today against Akshat. This win right here will make sure that going into a game against Lokmanu, where Afnan has previously lost, Afnan has that little bit extra room, that safety net really to rely on, therefore less pressure.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very, very fascinating game. I'm sure Akshat has a point to prove. He too was absolutely raging against all the machinery possible, and wow, going for a shot straight away. That's exactly what we want to see. Takes that long range shot very early on and forces the corner, but a cheap giveaway. And now it's basically 2v2 on the counter attack. We see N'Golo Kante charging forward as well, but very, very far offside there was Eusebio, and that all comes to a halt. We do see that V Sharma is one of the few guys who uses Eusebio as pretty much his center forward. He has been experimenting a lot with different formations, but I think now settling back on his 4-1-2-1-2 narrow diamond formation that has served him so well in the eISL. allows him to be defensively solid. Sometimes it can be a bit difficult to score goals, but we do see him then employing his fullbacks and getting them involved later in the game. So it's about finding that right balance. If you can remain solid and get that goal, it's very, very effective. A great corner routine work there, and again the legs of Van der Sar getting the job done.
Yeah, really, really close. But both of these teams coupling it all, a bicycle and Messi. Oh, Messi, come on. We all wanted to see that go in. But with the last moment, he stops it from happening. And boy, when will we see that bicycle kick happen, Azim?
Well, we've seen a lot attempted, but none of them have gone in so far. We had set Ankit Gupta that challenge, but I think ever since we've set that challenge to him, he's not been able to score more than one goal in a match. So clearly taking that a little seriously, and a lot of cheap giveaways. Gets a bit fortunate there, V Sharma, with that offside call. But it has been a very bright start from Akshat, and he'll be looking to double down on that and capitalize before V Sharma can get into his flow. Now getting in with Mbappe, trying to get through Marquinhos, but of course was never really likely to happen over there. Mathematics and the geometry of the situation rather working against him. Akshat playing very direct. I'm enjoying watching what Akshat is doing today. He's absolutely playing with no fear, no inhibition. He's just going directly for the throat and just taking the shots, taking the opportunities whenever he possibly can. And of course, now that it's not mathematically possible for Kerala Blasters FC to get in that top four, you do expect them to play with that little bit more freedom. And getting in now with Eusebio, trying to create the shooting opportunity, could have just slid it in, but that is well marshalled. And now V Sharma looking to get that counter attack. Messi on the right flank. He doesn't have CR7 or anybody with any real heading ability, but V Sharma also is the player who literally never crosses the ball, so I don't think the headed ability is of any real relevance to him. Now getting forward with Hakimi, this is an interesting situation if he can find the ball into the box, but you can see pretty much 5 players back there defending for Akshat and Kerala Blasters FC, and all those passing lanes being cut out very, very effectively, and V Sharma has to go back and loses the ball as well.
Oh yeah, ball given away in a crucial location, especially with Akshat being this direct, had the opportunity for a counter cancelled by Cancelo, and it will mean that now again V Sharma back with the opportunity to push back. Slow, methodical approach is what we expect from V Sharma, and so far it's exactly been that. I really want to maybe see him exploring the wings a little bit, but seems like he doesn't have to. Created a ton of space with Eusebio in the box and slams it into the left corner.
And there is the sucker punch from V Sharma after all the dominance that Akshat had shown. It's pretty much the story of his season, where he's been the dominant player but then gets hit and sucker punched on that counter attack. Exactly what FC Goa needed. Of course, they have a lot of catch up to do, both in terms of points and games. They still have 4 games left to play, including this one, and they'll be wanting to get those points on the board. Right now sitting at 29 points. I do think they need 2 more wins out of these remaining 4 games to sort of guarantee themselves that top 4 spot. But it's not going to be easy because a lot of those games are against the top opposition in the eISL. Northeast United FC, Chennai FC, Odisha FC as well to come after this. So it's not going to be easy. And brilliantly worked there from Akshat. That absolutely stunning bit of play there to find the opening for Ruud Gullit to smash it in, and we are all square again.
Yeah, exactly. A much more open gameplay from both of these teams. As you said, Akshat really seems to have let the shackles loose, let the beast unleash without that pressure coming in of trying to get into the top 4. And I'm really enjoying it. 1-1 already in the first 30 minutes. It will mean that V Sharma has to work that extra little bit harder to try and guarantee this win right now, because especially with the rage we saw yesterday from Lokman, the frustration maybe, all of it might be unleashed on Afnan, a player that he has beaten in the past as well. So this victory right here for V Sharma is going to be crucial to help Afnan in the next match. But I'm sure the Northeast United boys, on the other hand, watching and heavily cheering on for Akshat with that goal.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, all the mind games were started by Mufu. Is that starting to take a toll? Where he said, all the pressure is on FC Goa. There's no pressure on us. We're the underdogs. We're never under pressure. But, the pressure kind of showed just a little bit in the last match up against ATKMB. But yeah, just all the mind games are on. This is what we've been looking forward to. I think there was too much friendliness and political correctness at the start of the season, and now once we get to the business end, we're getting to see a little bit of spice added into the mix. And N'Golo Kante, they're trying to get in. This is well worked again by V Sharma. Falls to Messi, but pulls that shot just wide.
Oh, he went for the outside of the foot curler right there. I would have imagined maybe going for the finesse to tuck it into the bottom corner, but very, very close on that shot. You can see V Sharma, he's certainly not hesitant. I think we've seen a lot of top players today, and we've seen the general theme riding along that there is a bit of diciness, a bit of caginess and hesitancy to their play. V Sharma certainly not the case. Thrives under pressure and is certainly doing so right now. Almost set up the ball for Eusebio right there, but the long legs of Ruben Diaz will deny it.
Yeah, well, actually, V Sharma was looking a little hesitant, a little under pressure a couple of games ago. In fact, he was involved in a 0-0 draw, which resulted in FC Goa dropping some points a couple of games ago. But now Akshat getting into very promising positions. Not quite sure you want to be putting Pele into a headed battle with Ruben Diaz over there, but the ball ping-ponging around as we approach halftime. It is 1-1. FC Goa with work to do. V Sharma looking the more likely to score, but Akshat very much still in this game as Lok Manu's coaching classes continue. We have, I'm sure there's been a little bit of a rage, what do you call it? A rage module has been added, an anger management module, I'm sure will have been added in the last couple of days. But yeah, for FC Goa, it's all about maintaining focus and trying to see out the result that they need.
Yeah, most definitely. I think maintaining focus is the key word right there, Azim. Keywords right there. Trying for both of these teams to find that extra bit of momentum, extra bit, get into the zone and really push all the way through. And I think in terms of that, Akshat does have a little bit of an edge. He seems to be fully in the zone, the way you'd be when you're playing against the best of your friends, you know, when you're fully concentrating because you know how important those bragging rights are. And for Akshat, it's exactly that now. Just that bragging right, just that momentum to try and end off the eISL on a good note and really help his teammate in the next match as well along the ride while hurting the chances of FC Goa. But having said that, halftime is only approached us now, so we've got another full half of action. I'm sure the way the first half went, plenty of goals more to see.
Yeah, and just again was checking the next fixtures for FC Goa. It is going to be Mumbai City FC, ATK Mohan Bagan, and also Northeast United FC to come for FC Goa. So plenty of big games still left to go, as of course I think we will be rounding down the league stages on the 13th of March. But for the moment, it's Kerala Blasters FC, who also have some amount of stuff to play for. They could potentially still be in with a shot of finishing as sort of that best of the rest. And Akshat with the chip, it's off the crossbar, so unlucky. And Cancelo gets it away.
Yeah, another bicycle we see this time though on the wrong side of the pitch. Is Cancelo using it for the clearance, but that chip was so close from Akshat, and it's a chip we've started to see used by a lot of players. Ankit Gupta, of course, was the one who pioneered it all, but since then, a lot of the players taking the opportunities when they get it, and it has worked out for most of them. But unfortunately for Akshat, not so the case. And now you can see V Sharma with the ball trying to create it. Kante versus Kante. It is Akshat's Kante who gets it back.
Yeah, and I think the reason why we're seeing a lot more of these chip shots, finesse shots, is the fact that with these new Team of the Year defenders, the defensive attributes are actually just so high that the defenders actually seem to just snuff everything out. I mean, the positional sense and even that sense of getting those unrealistic interceptions is just at an entirely new level. And you really have to start to now get innovative and really just find a few holes in the game that are short ways of scoring the goal. And those finesse shots and chip shots have been part of the new meta that has been forming since the title update and the Team of the Year. But this time, V Sharma getting in, falls to Messi. Will he take the shot? I would have taken the shot on, but of course, I don't play on the eISL. And now it's De Bruyne at the edge of the area. V Sharma, another player who doesn't really take any kind of long shots, and maybe will live to regret it, because now comes Akshat with Pele. A good first touch, goes for the shot, had to take that shot a little bit early and forces the corner.
Yeah, Marquinhos was closing in on him, so a smart decision there to try and take that shot. Van de Sar, it was no issue for him, was able to push it away for a corner. We'll have to see what kind of strategy Akshat does end up going for here. Far post is the call. Pagulit not able to actually get his head to the ball. Still ends up falling to Akshat on Eusebio on the edge of the box, trying to set up some runs. Does not want Marquinhos there. Anyone else maybe could have set up a better pass.
Yeah, and Marquinhos gonna have to run right back to get his defensive positioning on point. 67 minutes in, and now V Sharma. I think he's going to start to get that little bit more impatient, that little bit more desperate to get that goal. Of course, he would want to make life a little bit easier for Afnan, who's going to be going up against the wounded animal in Lokmanu, of course, who was one of the players who would have expected to be in around the top. Shot taken. Is he onside? Yes, he is. Eusebio. It goes in, and Akshat, well, cannot believe. Face palms from Akshat. And it is 2-1. V Sharma getting that lead, coming up clutch again when it matters, and now can he hold on to it is the question.
Indeed, exactly the scoreline we faced when we saw both of these players facing off in the first place. A 2-1 lead now for V Sharma, and as you said, he's going to be looking to hold on for dear life. Keywords of advice given in from Afnan as well, as he notices some maybe tendencies that V Sharma can exploit, and potentially because of that some changes as well. But again, it is these turns and these turns that really are getting V Sharma that space in the box now.
Yeah, and I've really actually enjoyed the aggression that started to come in, particularly into Afnan's game, even when he's sitting next to V Sharma. Really into the game. We've seen him take those shots and sort of just glare down the opponent as the celebration happens. So, I mean, from the meek little boy that he was in game one, he's really come leaps and bounds, and yeah, it's a pleasure to watch these players growing in as they get more and more comfortable and confident. And all these, I think every player's game has improved like a lot since the start of this tournament, and that's why now we're seeing so many games that are so close every week.
Oh, most definitely, Azim, especially as they seem to get more comfortable with the environment, get more comfortable with their teammates, especially Afnan, as you mentioned. Clearly, called for the pause right there, had something to say and made it clear. I think that little bit of confidence that he has now, way better than the way he used to be at the start, where I felt like he was always maybe questioning himself, and that did end up meaning that V Sharma had a lot of pressure on him. But now they seem to have gelled perfectly as a unit and are working together, and that's especially important going into this playoff stage where, of course, they are fighting for their mark in the top four. They need to work together as a unit to even get a chance to face off against each other for the ultimate prize.
Oh yeah, and of course it is going to be heartbreak for. I mean, of course it's going to be great for everybody who wins the tournament, but those two players, it is going to be slightly heartbreaking that only one of them can represent India at FGS because, I mean, you look at all the combinations potentially possible. It could be between Saransh and Naveen, both guys who've got on together so well. Players like Afnan and V Sharma, who've like the dynamic in that team has changed and evolved so much. Earlier it was V Sharma winning every game after Afnan was losing, and then suddenly V Sharma fell out of form, and it was Afnan who's getting the big results every time. Similarly, SC is Bengal, Ankit Gupta flying at the start of the tournament, then suddenly Sayantan now is that main man. It's the Sopni, Ashwin versus Tikka. So many potential combinations that could end up in that grand finale, and well, we're still a way ahead of ourselves right now because Akshat is trying to get back into this game, and well, I think a little too impatient there. The ball ends up at Van der Sar's feet. Now V Sharma can look to counter. Not too many bodies up the field. It does look like he's maybe gone to that 4-2-3-1 formation to just get a little bit more defensive solidity. Yep. Playing with more width, so it is a more defensive formation. He's just going to try and hold on to the ball and see this game out.
Yeah, and I wonder if that was the call made from Afnan, be like, hey, maybe you should spread yourself out a little bit more and create more loopholes in the center of the area so you can find the turns like you did, and trying to do so once again. A great setup by Messi for Ronaldo, but it does not work out. Still able to retain the ball here. V Sharma bulldozing his way through, but that Ronaldo is offside.
Very close over there. Now 84 minutes on the clock, and we can see just a little glimpse of that 4-2-3-1 formation. And I wonder now if Akshat is going to go for broke, maybe go to a 3-4-3 for these last few minutes, and just absolutely throw the kitchen sink at Vanchaj's defense and see how he can see it out. So yeah, I think Vanchaj on defense of the 4-2-3-1 has been pretty stable for him. It's in attack where it's not quite worked. And well, now he does need to defend, so it's probably the right call.
Yeah, most definitely. I think a simple enough call made from FC Goa where they're like, hey, we need to secure this win in the bag, go into that second game, make sure that we have something to rely on going into our co-op, because this win means that even irrespective of what happens in the second game, they go into the co-op with a chance to win 3 points altogether, or even secure it with Afnan's form coming through for them against Lukmanu in the next. But they still got 5 minutes of game time to go in this match. They've got to hold on for dear life because Akshat is pushing forward with all of his strength. Takes an early shot with Messi, and that defensive positioning, the interception that you mentioned earlier with the new car is really coming up clutch for FC Goa.
And going even more defensive is V Sharma getting Wood Hullet on, almost waltzing through over there. The ball does fall this time to Kerala Blasters FC's Hullet. Is Akshat, he's going to need to try to do something a little different, a little innovative now. Cruyff on there as well for him. Has the ball available with Messi. This is the shot. Pulled out of the top corner and go the headphones like Toto Wolff for Akshat flying across. But he manages to get them on. Still a chance for him. Still a chance. Will the ball go into the box? Is it going to be a cross? Is he going to try and work a shooting opportunity with Messi or Neymar? Goes with Neymar. Pass 1, pass 2, pass 3 goes Akshat Bhatt again. Will he get a corner? Is this going to be last chance saloon? In with Messi, and there it's done. It's over. Could have been a brilliant move at the end for Akshat, and unfortunately, it's an expression we've seen far too often for Kerala Blasters FC, with Akshat just face palming towards the end and wondering about what could have been.
Yeah, passed too many towards the end perhaps there, but to be honest, didn't really have many options. And you can see Lukmanu just holding his head. This, like you said, this is a look that we've seen from both of them one too many times, where you feel like maybe Akshat sort of at least deserves a draw right there, but he's just not able to push it across the finish line. I think a combination of a little bit of bad luck and of course nerves getting to him towards the end as well. Whereas on the other hand, you see someone like V Sharma has managed to stay calm for most of the tournament. But I really want to once again shout out Afnan, patting V Sharma's back towards the end as well. It really does seem like they've gone from a quiet unit to both of them cheering each other on, and I really think that makes a big difference to hear your teammate continuously motivating you, boosting you, basically being your pocket cheerleader in the back.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a very bright start from Akshat in this game, created a lot of big chances. Even this one from the corner, he did come very close to scoring with that overhead kick, and Messi on the line of all people back to clear it. As you can see, Lukmanu couldn't quite believe what was happening. And then it was Vanchaj who just ratcheted up the gears a little bit, managed to get that shot away at the near post, banging it in, and Akshat, all that good work of the first 25 minutes sort of undone. And there you go, Kalma says Afnan, and yeah, that's been the story of his season, unfortunately. But of course, a player who showed a lot of growth, a lot of promise in the duration of the eISL so far. This was a great goal. I think he worked this spectacularly between Pele and Hullet over there, and yeah, you can see his teammate enjoying that. And well, couldn't quite hold on. He went knocking hard at the door at the end. That chip off the crossbar, very unfortunate, and it's been the story of the season that the ball magnetically attracted to the frame of the goal or the goalkeeper for Kerala Blasters FC, and this one, another one.
Yeah, we might have to make another special Lukmanu compilation though. The number of times he's had his hands in his hair, you're like, bro, how? Because I mean, I can only imagine what Akshat is going through if his teammate is having such reactions. But again, it was these nifty turns that V Sharma was able to set up to find those instant shots and get the lead with Eusebio right there. Ended up meaning the end of him, and you can see for Akshat at this point, he's like, yeah, man, I can't help it.
Yeah, you can see Afnan saying, pause.
Yeah.
We need to change the formation. Pause. But yeah, and there. Chances at the end for V Sharma as well to try and finish this off, but Akshat held on, and then right at the end you can see he worked his way through, managed to open up the shooting opportunity with Messi on that stronger foot, but Van der Sar there, and there went the headphones like Toto Wolff. No Michael, no Messi, no. That was so not right. But you can look at that again, 3.1 XG for Kerala Blasters FC. How many times have we seen that through the course of this tournament? And V Sharma managing to get the win, a very important win for him and for FC Goa's chances this season. And I do believe we have V Sharma waiting to have a chat with us. Let's head right over. Oh, tough game, Vanchaj, but yeah, it was, pretty hard work for you today.
Yeah, it was nail biting till the end. Akshay put on those, 4-1-2-1-2 attacking fullback tactics. It's really hard to defend. So he got really unlucky. You can see the XG. So I feel I got really lucky in this game.
And it's interesting you mentioned the fullback attacking tactics. Is that one of the reasons you went back to the 4-2-3-1 after you got the goal to try and get some of the wide presence in the defense?
Exactly, because if you play 4-1-2-1-2 against 4-1-2-1-2 attacking fullbacks, you would just concede a goal, whatever. So I switched back to 4-2-3-1 to go a bit defensive, but somehow it worked.
Yeah, but also good news for you all today. Northeast United FC just before dropping points against ATKMB. They're saying we've been hearing Mufu trash talking a little bit, saying the pressure is all on you guys. So how are you handling it?
Like, of course, the pressure is on us because we dropped some points in middle of the tournament, so we are picking up the pace. But yeah, me and Afnan were really happy that Northeast dropped some kind of points.
Well, that's the kind of rivalry we want to keep seeing as the battle intensifies. So, good luck to, of course, your teammate Afnan, and for you as well for the co-op. And we'll see how if you guys are actually able to secure the 3 points. Definitely in a good place to do so.
Sure, thank you.
Mind games are definitely on. Huh? I mean, despite what everyone says, the pressure is on. Mufu saying the pressure is on FC Goa, and FC Goa saying, yeah, the pressure is on us, but we are happy that you lost. So, very good stuff. That's that we're seeing. As we're just getting ready now for game 2, it is, of course, going to be Lokmanu up against Afnan, who is a player who has found his form quite a lot, and going to be an angry Lokmanu, particularly after his own game yesterday. I do hope that we manage to get a chat with Lokmanu today, because he's always a delight to talk to, and we'll be able to get some insights into his rage from yesterday. But let's go further back into the past and see what happened between Lokmanu and Afnan last time out. It was 2-1 to Lokmanu, and a pretty close game.
Yeah, and I think this was the stage where Afnan was really starting to grow into his own, but still not necessarily in that same confidence level, I'd say, that he is in right now. So, given the fact that it went that close then, I can only imagine what will happen now. And again, I think we see from Afnan a very similar playstyle as to what it comes from V Sharma. Likes to go for those direct passes into the box, find the turns, and then try to get the shots through. And I'm wondering how Lokmanu has tried to prepare for the same, maybe shut it down inherently, because it's something that has been very common for FC Goa.
Yeah, but Afnan has started mixing it up a little bit in recent times. He's been going for those chips, those long range shots. So you never know quite what to expect when you go up against him. Now, can you afford to sort of sit back when he's got a Messi or an Mbappe or even a Pele from long range, or are you just going to try to close him down and then potentially expose your defense a little bit quicker? But look at Lokmanu in the mood. He's got the full Rocky Balboa look going on right now. I'm sure he's got Eye of the Tiger playing in headphones somewhere. But Eye of the Elephant, because that's what the Kerala Blasters logo is. But there we go. 31 goals in 17 games for Lokmanu, and Afnan. Slow start at the tournament, but started picking up quite a lot in recent weeks.
Yeah, exactly. He's never really been a high goal scoring player. He's always been a compact player. It's very hard to get those goals scored against him, which is why last time's result that much more important as well as that first goal to be scored in this upcoming matchup. The player that is able to get that initial boost of momentum and is able to switch his tactics like the way V Sharma did can really end up getting the win because of that small edge, and I really do think it's going to end up coming down to that. But what I do want to see from Lokmanu is a couple more rage compilations. I'm sorry, Lokmanu, but it's quite hilarious.
Yes, let's hope that there's not rage, but there's just good FIFA overall. Lokmanu also holding on to an aux cable as part of his. He has to plug it into his controller. I thought he just holds one for good luck while playing, which would be strange. But yes, V Sharma's done his job. Now it's over to Afnan, and he's just waiting for the kickoff as the headphones go over. The hoodie comes up on top. It is Rocky Balboa versus Afnan Amin. That's what it is. Right now, maybe Lokmanya should even change his gamer tag for this one. And yeah, he's in the mood. He's ready to go. And he's had a little bit of trash talk now. I think he's just making some kind of a proposition saying, let's keep it 0-0 till 80 minutes and then we'll score 3 goals each. And Afnan is like, okay, I accept your offer. Well, anyway, let's see how it goes. Afnan getting in the zone now.
That's the kind of situation though at 80 minutes when Afnan scores a goal, he'll be like, psych, and instantly just change his formation. Alright boss, thank you very much for the win. We'll have to see, right? Because as you said, I think between both of these players, it's going to be a really intense matchup. We are expecting that intensity from Lokmanya. Even though Kerala can't really qualify for the top 4, he's a very competitive player. I'm sure he wants to get that win just for the sake of his confidence as well as his momentum coming through from the eISL. So, not expecting nothing but the best from either of these players as we get this match started.
Yep, the hoodie is on, the match is kicked off, and here we go. I'm expecting a big performance from Lokmanya today. I think he's looking to exercise some demons. He's put that ball out immediately. I think needs to make some kind of controller or settings change between in the transition between games. And I think he was asking, do you want to restart the match because you had to take one pause? And Afnan's like, no, bro, I got this. So, yep, looks like we should be ready to go very soon. Let's find out. And some minor technical difficulties, some Q&A being asked, and we should be ready to go very, very shortly. But for now, trying to lighten the mood with a couple of jokes, V. Sharma and Afnan. Let's see if they're still laughing. But well, for now, let's get V. Sharma with his old long hair look to take you through some interesting moves that you can add to your FIFA life with his FIFA Finesse series.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm Vanshit Sharma. I play for FC Goa the Gauze in the eISL. I'm here to give you some core information so that it can improve your game. And as I said, I have core points ready for you. If you follow these core points, I'm pretty sure it will improve your game. So let's start with the very first point, the difference between manual and automatic switching. Whenever a casual player starts its FIFA journey, they always go for the automatic switching. But if you want to up your game, you have to go for the manual switching, which us professional players recommend. So I'll show you how to do it. To switch from the automatic switching to the manual switching, you have to go to the settings menu and go to the auto switching part and switch from automatic to the manual settings. So automatic switching is really similar to manual switching, but in this I have total control over my switching. I'm using the right analog for this. So I predicted that he's going to pass to the R9, so I switched before that and intercepted the pass. So let's go for the second point, that's the speed boost. So how you do it is press the L1 button, and whenever you feel that the opponent is pressing you, you press the R2 button and you go past the opponent and you score a goal. And I'll show you again, as you're seeing that the opponent is going to press me, I'll go past the opponent and again I'll score a goal. So the third point is free kick routine. So most of the players waste their free kick routine by scoring direct free kicks, which is very hard to score in FIFA 22. But I use a very alternative type of free kick. So I'll show you how to do it. So मैंने अपने दो प्लेयर बुलाया L2 और R1 से, तो मैंने अपने अपोनेंट को फेक करके L2 और X से पास दिया. I got through my opponent and scored a goal. Coming to the last point, it's not a tip or trick, but it's a very useful information that can improve your game. Did you know that Messi has a weaker right foot? Come, I'll show you. So let's start with Messi. As you can see, he has a preferred foot of left, but he has a 4-star weak foot, which gives him a 50% probability of scoring with his right foot. But let's go to Neymar now. As you can see, he has a 5-star weak foot, but he has a preferred foot of right, which doesn't make a difference, so he can score with both foots. So moving forward, I'll show you some famous players. So here's Salah, he has a preferred foot of left, but he has a 3-star weak foot. So that gives him a less probability of scoring a goal with his right foot. So let's move to CR7 now. He has a 4-star weak foot, but he has a preferred foot of right. So again, it gives him a 50% probability of scoring with his left foot. And then there is Mbappe. he has a 4-star weak foot, but he has a preferred foot of right. So again, that gives him a 50% probability of scoring with his left foot. The reason I showed you this is because you can study the stats of the players before including them in your team. Because mostly all the players go for the 5-star weak foot so that they can never miss a chance in front of the goal. So these were the 4 points. ये मेरे नज़र में सबसे important points हैं. अगर आप अपनी ये गेम में implement करोगे तो आपकी गेम पक्का improve होगी. And before leaving, मैं अपनी एक crazy skill आप लोग को showcase करना चाहूँगा जो मैं eISL में भी बहुत ज़्यादा spam करता हूँ. That is the ball roll scoop. So this is the ball roll scoop, and this is how you do it. You put your right analog stick to the right, and as soon as you release the right analog stick, you press the fake shot button, and this is a very effective skill move in front of the goalkeeper to make a goal. If you like the video, make sure to like and comment and share with your FIFA friends. And don't forget to root for FC Goa in the eISL live on Nodwin Gaming Facebook and YouTube channel.
Hi everyone, my name is Lokmanyu. I'm from KBFC the Blasters and I'm also part of the Indian E-National team. On a very popular demand of the famous Lokmanyu's coaching classes, we are going to do just the same in this video. So in this video, I'll be talking to you guys about the basic ball movement and dribbling mechanics. Also, I'll be sharing some important skill moves in the game that is required to become a better FIFA player. So let's take it step by step. तो एज फीफा प्लेयर्स जैसे हम जानते हैं कि स्प्रिंट सबसे बेसिक पार्ट है गेम का और वो R2 बटन से या R1 बटन से होता है. आप जैसा देख सकते हैं स्क्रीन पे, आप तेज़ उससे भागते हैं. बट दो चीज़ें जो लोग कॉमन मिस्टेक करते हैं वो है कि पूरे टाइम R2 बटन दबा के भागते रहो. उससे आपका स्टैमिना डिप्लीट होगा, आपके अच्छे प्लेयर्स बहुत जल्दी थक जाएंगे. दूसरी चीज़ कि आप पूरे टाइम डिफेंडर में जाके पोजेशन लूज़ करते रहोगे जिसका कोई सेंस नहीं बनता. तो ये दो कॉमन मिस्टेक्स अगर आप अवॉइड करोगे, लेफ्ट स्टिक और R2 दोनों का मिक्स करोगे तो आप बेटर सिचुएशंस में जाके अटैक कर सकते हैं. So the next step is agile dribbling. This is one of the most basic things that a lot of people might not do, but today I'm going to show you how it's done. जैसे आप देख रहे हैं एम्बापे जैसा प्लेयर जिसकी ड्रिबलिंग स्टार्ट्स बहुत अच्छे हैं, अगर आप नॉर्मल लेफ्ट स्टिक से ड्रिबल करोगे तो वो ऐसे ड्रिबल करेगा. बट अगर आप R1 के साथ ड्रिबल करोगे जो एजाइल ड्रिबलिंग का बटन है, उससे आप देखो अगर उसका एम्बापे का मूवमेंट कितना फास्ट वो मूव कर रहा है और डिफेंडर को कंफ्यूज कर सकता है. जैसे आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हो डिफेंडर को कुछ नहीं समझ आ रहा, मैं किसी भी डायरेक्शन में जा सकता हूँ. और जैसा हमने स्प्रिंट की बात करी थी उसको हम यूज़ करके अगर हम लोग सामने जाएँ तो हम गोल स्कोर कर सकते हैं. सो द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज स्ट्रेफ ड्रिबलिंग. नाउ ये एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो आपके गेम को अगले लेवल पे लेके जा सकती है, बिकॉज ये बहुत सारे प्रोज eISL में भी यूज़ कर रहे हैं. वो है L1. नाउ जैसे अभी हमने R1 सीखा था, ये है L1. तो अब जैसे देख सकते हैं अगर आप L1 और लेफ्ट स्टिक को दबाओगे तो प्लेयर एक डिफरेंट तरीके की एनिमेशन करेगा, बॉल पीछे लेके जाएगा, साइड में लेके जाएगा. तो ये एक तरह से डिफेंडर को बेट करने का तरीका होता है. और अगर आप इसके साथ स्प्रिंट कॉम्बिनेशन यूज़ करोगे तो आप एकदम से स्पेस में एक्सप्लोड कर सकते हो, जैसे यहाँ पे आपने पहले से देखा. तो ये बहुत एक इंपॉर्टेंट स्किल है. जैसे फिर से आप देखोगे बेट किया और एकदम से स्पेस में चले गए जहाँ अपॉर्चुनिटी बनती है और आप फिर जाके आगे अपना चांस क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. जो अगला पॉइंट है जिसके बारे में हम बात करने वाले हैं वो है ड्रैग बैक. ये बहुत सिंपल चीज़ है, आप काफ़ी लोग करते भी होंगे, बट जो नहीं करते उनके लिए बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ है, बिकॉज आप इससे पूरा डायरेक्शन चेंज कर सकते हैं. इट्स वेरी इजी टू डू. आप जैसे मैंने आपको अभी R1 बताया, L1 बताया, अब इन दोनों को साथ में दबाना है और साथ में दबा के लेफ्ट स्टिक को एक डायरेक्शन में जिसमें आपको एग्जिट करना है. जैसे आप एम्बापे से देखेंगे, मैं अगर L1 R1 और डायरेक्शन को दबाऊंगा पीछे की साइड तो एक ड्रैग बैक करेगा, तो उससे पूरा डायरेक्शन चेंज हो जाता है प्लेयर का. तो ये बहुत इफेक्टिव स्किल मूव है डायरेक्शन चेंज करने के लिए. आप इसको हाफ ड्रैग बैक भी कर सकते हैं, रोक के लेफ्ट स्टिक को रोक दो, नहीं तो पूरा लेफ्ट स्टिक को दबा के रखो और पूरा डायरेक्शन चेंज कर दो. इससे आपको बहुत ज़्यादा बेनिफिट होगा अटैक. सो एज यू गाइस सॉ, दीज आर द पॉइंटर्स दैट विल हेल्प यू इंप्रूव योर गेम. अगर आप इसको रोज प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, जो मैंने आपको ड्रिबलिंग के बेसिक मैकेनिक्स बताए, आपका डेफिनेटली गेम इंप्रूव होगा. ये लोकमान्यू कोचिंग क्लासेस की गारंटी है. तो इलास्टिको जैसे मैंने बताया मेरी फेवरेट स्किल मूव है. ये थोड़ी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है, बट अगर आप मेरा हैंड मूवमेंट ढंग से देखेंगे तो आपको समझ आएगा. जैसे आप देख रहे हैं एक 5 स्टार स्किलर से ही हो सकता है. अब मेरी राइट स्टिक को अगर आप ढंग से देखेंगे तो मुझे राइट स्टिक पे बेसिकली 3 to 6 एक क्लॉक समझ के घुमाना है और ये चीज़ आपको हर डायरेक्शन में करनी है. अगेन थोड़ा मुश्किल है, बट अगर आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे रोज़ और मास्टर करोगे तो बहुत ज़्यादा इफेक्टिव होगा. जैसे आप देख सकते हैं क्रोएफ से मैंने यहाँ पे 3 to 6 किया तो ये इलास्टिको, तो ये बहुत अच्छे से बॉडी फेंट करता है. फिर से करके दिखाऊंगा, देयर वी गो. तो ये बहुत ज़्यादा इफेक्टिव है बॉक्स के अराउंड और इसकी वजह से आप बहुत गोल मार सकते हो अगर आपने मास्टर कर लिया. Use these basic skill moves to be on top of your game and have an edge over your opponent. Now don't forget to watch the eISL matches on Nodwin Gaming Facebook and YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Well, some great tips from both Visharma as well as Lokmanu there. But with no further ado, Azim, we seem to be ready to get into this matchup between Lokmanu and Afnan. The hoodie is back on, and it seems like Lokmanu ready for game time.
Yep, it's ready to go. A little bit of I think a network issue in the studio, but we're more or less ready to go. And of course, the wait would be killing both of these players. They just want to get on with it and get these games out of the way. Particularly Afnan would want to get that win if he can and just secure those 3 points and make that game 3 a bit of a formality. But he is going up against that wounded animal, Lokmanu, in the Rocky Balboa look over here. Eye of the Tiger, playing on the headphones, getting all the beats pumping. And of course, once you're done with the eISL broadcast for today, you can head on over to the real world in the Hero ISL and catch Hyderabad FC going up against Jamshedpur FC. Hyderabad FC, of course, battling right at the top of the Hero ISL right now. You can, of course, watch that on Hotstar and, of course, all the Star Sports Network channels available to you. But yeah, we're ready to go. And for the 5th time, it does look like the hoodie is on and the game is ready to go.
Yeah. A bit of a technical snafu, but that's okay. It seems like the players are now tuned in, and we should be getting into the game real quick. And it's going to be an exciting affair, that's definitely to say. We'll have to see. Maybe we can see some of those dribbling trips that Lokmanu was mentioning in action. Actually, the L1 especially is something that I've been using, as well as the agile dribbling. Now that I've gotten some better players in my squad, has something that has opened up for me and can be a big deal in those higher up divisions, especially where the players are just as skilled as you.
Yeah, absolutely. And there we go. We are finally underway, and no issues or glitches this time, so we can get going. Obviously, the teams and everything are the same. Lokmanu looking to get in. Could have actually slid Mbappe in on that left flank, but ball does reach him eventually. I think we're going to see a fast start from Lokmanu. He's going to be getting in the mood. I think he's going to want to really take the game to Afnan, but that's not the way to do it, by giving it away. And Afnan will be looking to capitalize. Oh, there's a bit of argy-bargy between Ruben Diaz and Pele over there. It looked like he could have easily slid him in, but the game physics deciding otherwise. And another cheap giveaway by Lokmanu. So good pressure being applied by Afnan over here to keep winning that ball back. Now with Messi, we've seen him twice in the last couple of games take that long range finesse shot with Lionel Messi, and it's been pretty successful for him. And now getting into the box with Pele, not quite working out. But something that can work out for you, of course, is getting your animated team mascot worth $19.99 for free at terravirtual.io/ISL. I believe that CA has gone and got himself a Chennai FC.
Yeah. I assume you've gone for the Mumbai City FC, of course.
No, it's a big conflict for me because I am from Mumbai, but you know who owns Mumbai City FC. So it's a bit of a conflict. So I've gone neutral. I've gone with Northeast United FC because they're team in red that I can get behind.
Fair.
And FC Goa, I could have gone with FC Goa as well. I do happen to have their team jerseys with me. But now, Afnan getting into very good positions over there, threatening to play those balls in behind, but then sort of bluffing and getting out of it, trying to get Lokmanu to sort of second guess and think, sort of misanticipate, for lack of a better word. Is that even a word? Who knows? But just, and another giveaway while he's pondering whether misanticipate is a word or not. And it's a given back to Lokmanu.
I think it is. So almost definitely doing that, bro. At this point, I think, like you said, both of these players quite different in the way they seem to be approaching this match. At least in the start of it, Lokmanu seemed to have that direct playstyle that we saw from Akshat himself, whereas from the side of Afnan, we saw much more of a control gameplay. But it seems like now both have settled into that standard style, looking for the pass, getting the feet of all their players warmed up as they just methodically build up the play from all across the pitch now. what's really interesting is going to be seeing how both of these players are able to open up the space, because I think one thing we noted in those previous highlights was the amount of direct passes into the box for both of them, and the turns and the timing of the turns that came through. But Hakimi just runs into the middle of the field and gets a tackle on Ronaldo. That's something that could have been punished, but will not.
Yeah, it's now Mbappe on that left flank. Afnan getting forward with pretty good regularity, but not quite able to create a shooting opportunity just yet. There have been quite a few cheap giveaways in midfield from both teams so far, so maybe a little bit of nerves, particularly from Afnan over there. And also, I think another factor would be the high press being employed by both teams, trying to force those mistakes. And now, Afnan, I think if there has been a weakness in his game, it has been those 1v1 situations. Gets away with that one over there. Donnarumma collecting that ball, nice and easy. And I think Afnan obviously will want to get the win, but I don't think a draw would be the worst result in the world for them, because, of course, it does guarantee FC Goa that 1 point. And as one of the best co-op units in the eISL, they would feel confident of being able to see it out and not lose that game 3. So lots of permutations and combinations as to how this game may play out. But for now, it's still a bit of a cagey midfield battle. No real pointers either way. Afnan has got into one or two threatening positions as Root Hullet, having a bit of a tussle with himself. And I do get the feeling at some point soon we're going to see Afnan unleash one of those long range shots when Lokman least expects it. Or is it going to be CR7? Oh, I think one shot fake too many over there, and the chance just evaporates.
Yeah, I think just pre-setting that skill right there and not really able to react on time to get it back. Lokman, you're doing well to deny that chance, and now looking to set one up of his own. Shifts it onto the center to Jude Bellingham. Has got Ronaldo running into the box, but no channels to try and make that pass happen. Instead goes back to Bellingham, and with the left shot slams it in to the top corner. Weak for shot from Bellingham right there, not what you're expecting, and especially considering they were talking about how Afnan may go for the long range shots. Lokman turning up with one of his own, picking up the early lead.
I did tell you he's a wounded animal and he's going to have something to prove over here, and there you go. And just emotionless, stone cold over there is Lokman. One chance, one opportunity, one moment. Looks like he's a character from 8 Mile as well right now with the hoodie. So he's totally going for it. And Afnan has something to think about. It's not a position he's been in very often of late. Usually been the player to take that early lead and then sit back and try to defend it and either see out the win or the draw. But now he's got some work to do. A bad time to concede that goal. And I'm sure we're going to see Afnan in that second half come out and really start attacking. Maybe he'll go for that 4-1-2-1-2 attacking with the fullbacks. But will it be too late? Will Lokman have closed this out already? Big shooting opportunity, but Marquinhos steals in. Afnan survives over there. He is, of course, currently playing that 4-2-3-1, but I do expect that will change in the second half.
Oh, absolutely. I think for Afnan, in begs for a strategical change, since for him, he's going to want to at least get a draw, because that then confirms that they walk away with the guarantee of 1 point, maybe 3 points, depending on how the co-op goes, and piles a lot of pressure on the Kerala Blasters team. But right now, Afnan trying to cut it back into the box. Lokman definitely intercepts, and with that, we are done with the first half. Some blistering pace with respect to the action going on, and at this point, it is the 1-0 lead. Now, I am curious, what was that interaction right there? Because it seems like Akshat was telling him, bro, why are you doing this? This is happening, or something like that. And Lokman was like, see, this is what I did. This is how I got into his brain, and this is why I have the lead.
Yeah, I think Afnan maybe was trying to double bluff Lokman through that game as well, because he kept threatening to go into the box but kept holding it there, hoping that Lokman will overcome it and then he can just free up one of those wide players to take that finesse shot, which has gotten the result in the last 2 matches that he's played. So we do know Lokman, of course, a very cerebral, a very smart player, and he's going to have plenty of tricks up his sleeve, and he will have been analyzing Afnan's game as well. So I'm sure at around the 60-minute mark, if it still remains this way, Afnan is going to change up and switch his tactics around, switch his personnel around. But it's intriguing so far. 1-0. This match can still go either way. All 3 results still on the cards as things stand. Could be a Kerala Blasters win. Could it be a FC Goa win? Could be a draw. everything's possible. And will Afnan now turn up in that second half and show us what he's made of? Not at the moment, because he's given that ball straight to Lokmanya.
Yeah, at this moment, I think Lokmanyo is, like you said, right, like a character from 8 Mile, and it feels like Afnan is somewhat feeling his palms get sweaty, maybe his knees weak, arms heavy, I don't know, because it's certainly not feeling himself and not able to get the initial burst into goal. Lokmani, on the other hand, we've seen this from all of these players like ATK Mohan Bagan, who of course are out of contention for that top 4, freeing themselves up. It just feels like for every single one of them, it bodes really well, because once they free themselves up, they play their natural game, and their natural game is the reason they're here in the first place.
Yes, absolutely. And that is the natural game we all want to see. Particularly from Afnan, he is playing like he's just under a little bit of stress at the moment, and had the opportunity to find Hullet over there, sends Hullet into the box, and then reverses that to Cancelo. Maybe a smart move. He's putting a cross in to have Hullet inside that box, waiting for a headed opportunity. Now with Messi, with Pele, creates the opportunity. What a save from Van der Sar! And Afnan can just smile, because he worked that perfectly. I don't think there was anything he could have done better there. It's just the keeper getting the job done. Now Kante, will he have that shot? It opened up. He saw Messi over there and his eyes lit up, looking for that finesse shot, but I think maybe powering through with Kante may have been the better idea. And now Lokmanyo has the opportunity on that counter attack. He finds the long ball in behind, one Ronaldo to the other. Will we see the chop back finesse shot? Not from Lokmanyo this time. He does find Mbappe over there at the edge of the area, goes for the finesse and completely gets the timing on that all wrong.
Yeah, slight scuff on that shot, unfortunately, so we don't get to see that finesse going in. But once again, some blistering action in this half. The time on the clock disappearing, honestly, as compared to the other games where it was relatively slower, as both of these players, they are on the hunt for an extra goal for Lokmanyu, just so he can create that safety net, effectively guarantee his victory for Afnan. So at least he can guarantee him and his team a draw right here. Once again, into the box, a deft turn as he runs away from the defender. Lokmanyu coming up in the right moment to deny it, but a cheap giveaway will mean Afnan is once again back on the hunt.
Yeah, Afnan really turning the screws over here. He needs to get that goal as soon as he possibly can, just to calm things down a little bit, force Lokmanyu to come out and play again, because Lokmanyu is very, very set right now, very happy to play on that counter attack. And a Lokmanyu who has a point to prove. He wants to show that he's still got it over here. And now with Pele barging through, it will still fall to Mbappe over there at the edge of the area. Gets away with the Elastico. Surely the opportunity, and Van der Sar again. Oh my goodness me.
Van der Sar is certainly turning up for Lokmanyu today, and Afnan, he's feeling the pressure because of it. And the way he's playing too, it's so characteristic of Afnan, going for those passes into the box, really playing mind games with Lokmanyu about where his turn is going to be, and timing that turn to perfection to create space for that shot. But unfortunately, it does not hit the back of the net. Again, right here you can see, just times that turn to perfection with Pele, but Van der Sar stretching to his limits. You can see Akshat just being like, okay, that's how it feels when it happens to me when I go for the shot. But nice now that it's happening for my team.
Yeah, of course. I think they'll both find a little bit of poetic justice attached to that, the Kerala Blasters FC boys. Is there going to be a long ball played into the box? No, they go short with CR7. You want him inside the box ideally for situations like this. Now Pele, finesse shot, but wide. That's the danger sometimes of taking that shot on the weaker foot. It's only a 50% chance, as V Sharma did teach us in his finesse shot, that it will have the same impact as the stronger foot. And speaking of percentages, it's 62% of the ball for this game for FC Goa, but that all-important one goal has fallen to Lokmanyu and Kerala Blasters FC. And I'm sure now Afnan will be wanting to change things around and really get those attacking options as much as he possibly can involved in the game. Lokmanyu very happy to just waste a bit of time, slow things down a little bit, and gives that ball away a bit too cheaply for Kerala Blasters FC fans' liking, I'm sure. And now with N'Golo Kante, I wonder if we'll see a switch, maybe a Kante off to bring in a Kevin De Bruyne or more attacking midfielder in that position, because Afnan does need to change something. It's not that he's not creating chances or playing badly, but I think he just needs that little bit more magic from somewhere, a little bit more. Maybe it's a long range shot, maybe it's a card that gives him better passing ability to thread that through ball through that a regular player would not be able to. And again, turning his back to goal, finding Pele over there. Now with Kante at the edge of the area, Messi, that's where he wants him, just outside the area, outside the edge of the box, and runs out of room over there, and Lokmanu will pick that up.
Yeah, and you can see Lokmanu heavily pressuring him on the final third to deny those open channels where Afnan could take those longer shots. Most likely has seen Afnan's recent run of form with those longer range shots. So he's like, I'm not even going to give you the chance to make it happen. So smart play right there from Lokmanu. But once again, Afnan stepping up with the pressure. All guns blazing, looking ahead. A little bit of luck for Ronaldo. But the luck ends as soon as it gets near Van der Sar. Denying Afnan again and again and again, but gives it back to Afnan immediately.
Oh, that could almost have been a penalty there as well. Now Afnan turning the screw, has Messi in there, and again the keeper pulls out the save. Lokmanu holding on by the skin of his teeth. I mean, he's going to say this has happened to me all season. You can see over there, he's queued that shot up for Messi, and Van der Sar pulls it out.
Van der Sar right now being the bane of Afnan's existence. He's just refusing to let anything in, but Afnan is still maintaining the pressure now. Just a few minutes left on the clock. Lokmanu looking to just send it out, make it nights out for Afnan right here. A key cross on the far post, and Mbappe will casually tap it in. That's 2-0 and GG for Afnan. There's no way he comes back from this. Down to the co-op now for FC Goa to try and get 3 points.
Well, it looks like history has repeated itself. It was, of course, I think pretty much the same results last time. Lokmanu getting the win against Afnan, V Sharma getting the result against Akshat, and there we have it, all to play for in Game 3. The wry smile from Lokmanu saying, boys, I'm back. And clearly the hoodie working out, and now it's time for us to go back to square one, everything on the line for Game 3.
Yeah, and talking about past results, it was Game 3 co-op where FC Goa was able to get the final result. So they look to do it again over here because they need those 3 points. They're crucial for their top 2 chances, and you can see the pressure most definitely on their faces now. Again, after this result, it is going to be the Northeast United boys celebrating very, very much so, and I think hoping that co-op goes differently from what we saw last time around, and it just might, because Lokmanu, I will say, you made the prediction at the start of the game, like he's going to be a ruthless player in this game. You saw with that first goal as well, just absolutely ruthless, just no emotion, game face, just completely focused on getting the result, and he got it done. So I'm sure he'll look to do that once again in the co-op.
Yeah, definitely. And now it's about just resetting expectations, particularly for Afnan. I mean, he'll be amazed that none of those, at least one of those 3 shots hasn't managed to go in, because I mean, that almost looked like, I mean, it was the game determined to give Lokmanu his due. And I think in that moment, probably going for the near post might have been the better option for Afnan, because he really did dominate that second half and created chance after chance after chance. And even over here, couldn't quite get that shot away as it opened up. Of course, we do always see the players do that one skill move and then try to get the shot away after that, because the game seems to reward you for doing a skill move and then taking the shot. And lots of chances created for Afnan, but eventually Lokmanu seeing that out, and then of course on the counter attack, just simply lobbing that ball at the back post with free header for Mbappe, and that was job done right there.
Yeah, Lokmanu able to get his job done, equalize the scoreline with respect to the set itself, make it 1-1 on the board. You can see Afnan not so pleased. He's on the brunt side of the EXG this time, 2.6, but none of them going into the back of the net. Edwin van der Sar with a MVP performance really to help Kerala Blasters secure this victory.
Yeah, well, it's just a victory for the moment right now for Kerala Blasters FC. The game still completely open. We have no idea who's going to win this because all three results are still very, very much on the line. But also on the line is the awesome stuff that you can get yourself on Terra Virtua, which of course is an entertainment-based metaverse platform. You can get your favorite NFT team posters, team player trading cards, all that fun stuff on terravirtua.io, and get your free NFT right now. Check it out.
Well, some nifty trading cards and of course ability for you to capture all of your favorite hero ISL moments. But talking about moments, Lokman seems to have got one of his own after a commanding 2-0 victory in his individual matchup and now has the score equalized in the set going into the co-op. 1-1 for either teams and it will need a victory from either side to secure 3 points in the bag.
Yeah, and FC Goa will be desperate to get that, or I don't know. Is it the Mufu mind games that are coming into play over here with FC Goa really feeling the pressure? We won't know, but let's see what happened in the co-op last time out when these two teams met. It was a very very nervy game with FC Goa managing to steal that win, and they'll be hoping for more of the same this time around.
Yeah, as you can see, Van der Sar clearly not helping out Kerala Blasters in the last time, but more than making up for it in Lokmanyu's individual game. But as you said, it was a very nervy one, very close affair, and that does mean that given the run of form Lokmanyu seems to have created for himself with his individual game, it could easily go both ways, especially since it didn't seem like Akshat was not necessarily having an off day or anything of the sort, just wasn't able to finish those key chances. So I think both of these teams are now very, very well matched. It's going to come down to just pure synergy and synchronization that they can find between themselves to secure this victory right here.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very nervy. I think Kerala Blasters FC, they got nothing to lose. They can play with a smile on their face, but you can see the tension on the FC Goa boys. Of course, they do have a bit of a buffer. They have a game in hand over their opponents in Northeast United FC. Even if they lose this match, they will still be 3 points ahead of Bengaluru FC. But there is a big but over there that Bengaluru FC's goal difference is vastly superior. So it's literally like they have a 1 point advantage on their own over there. So at the very least, I think FC Goa will want to get a draw over here. And they forfeited the match, guys. It's over. It's done. And no, we're kidding. It's just a restart. And I'm sure we'll be starting very, very, very soon. And just repositioning themselves, repositioning their chairs and their seating positions to be in that perfect position to get into the final match of this game.
Yeah. For a moment there, Afnan's eyes lit up. They're like, hey, they lost me one. And they're like, no, you have to actually play it. But as you said, though, a couple of technical issues. It's a bit of a snafu. I'm sure it'll get resolved in a quick moment. And we'll be able to get back into the match quick. But as we were noting, the faces clearly showing the emotions that these players are feeling for FC Goa. A lot on the line with this matchup. And they're feeling the pressure because of the same. Winning this right here will be able to give them a lot of breathing room going into some crucial matches, because as you mentioned, they're going to face Northeast United, they're going to face Mumbai City FC in the rest of their schedule, and getting the win here will make it that much easier in those matches, but not getting the win here will make those matches that much more valuable. And if you do end up having an off day there, then suddenly that top four will start slipping out of your hands.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's just so tense over here right now for these boys, because everything can slip away. I mean, they were in such a good position just 2 games ago, then they ended up dropping points in one game, got themselves back onto the right course the last time out. But these are the games, and usually it's the games where you least expect it, where you're going up against the teams that aren't really fighting for that top 4. Those are the ones that can be the most dangerous, as Northeast United FC found out to their peril in their last game, as SC's Bengal found out when they went up against Odisha FC. So there are no freebies being given. Of course, these are 22 of the best FIFA players in India, and you know that they're going to be absolutely gunning for everything, even if it means at the cost of some of their friends. And I'm sure all these guys have now become very, very close friends, if they weren't already before the start of the eISL. But friendship out of the window for the next 90 minutes. It is Kerala Blasters FC versus FC Goa to decide who takes away all 3 points, or will the points be shared? We'll find out in just about 12 or 13 real life minutes.
Yeah, and it's again going to come down to the players finding that sync within them, finding that mental connection, in terms of almost a telepathic connection where they both know what they want. Because in the individual matches, there was rarely hints of hesitation from both of these players, especially Lokmanyu, extremely clinical and ruthless in his matchup. So he's going to look to continue that vein of form coming into the co-op. But it was Goa starting us off on the attack, but now the ball recovered for Kerala Blasters, just warming themselves up, making sure their comms are clean before they get started on their own.
Well, I mean, this is a position that FC Goa are not altogether unfamiliar with, having to go into that co-op game with everything on the line. A great ball played at the post and an early goal out of the blue for Kerala Blasters FC. And are they here to spoil the FC Goa party? Because what a start! Putting that cross into the back post and bang across the keeper into that far corner. Nothing Van der Sar could do over there, and it's interesting to know that Van der Sar was brought in by FC Goa,
Yeah.
maybe to say, come on bro, come help us out a bit as well, but no help from the keeper there. It was brilliantly played by Kerala Blasters FC. They have the early lead, and now FC Goa got to do it as always. They got to do it the hard way. Let's see if they can prevail, or at least try to get that 1 point, which I think could be very, very crucial for them.
Yeah, double agent Van der Sar right there. He's clearly been promised a pizza or a burger by the Northeast United FC boys. So we'll have to see if they can actually end up working around that. Because again, this matchup so crucial for that top 4 battle. But random fake from Kerala Blasters does end up meaning that the ball goes away from their hands into the hands of FC Goa. Now there's 2 ways to look at this early goal. One, of course, is the fact that there's plenty of time to pull it back. 2, of course, is the more obvious fact that it piles a ton of pressure and it creates these opportunities where you give these cheap giveaways. Kerala Blasters with a huge one, but they slow it down because there is no rush for them. They already have the lead.
FC Goa, they're looking rattled right now because the very cheap, uncharacteristic giveaways, and now another big opportunity. Are they going to look for a cross into the box? CR7 is, of course, lurking outside, so no real targets to hit in there. Now with Mbappe on that right flank, if they can get a second goal over here, my goodness, that's really going to put the cat amongst the pigeons for FC Goa, because I don't see how they can score 3 goals here. They've not managed to score more than 2 in any of their individual matches, and of course really survived. V Sharma really survived by the skin of his teeth against Akshat with all those crazy saves being made, and I think they just need to take a little bit of a breather, just calm down a little bit, maybe even take a pause if they need to, just to take 30 seconds and compose themselves. But they're looking better now, looking sharper on the attack, and well, it's all down to now how organized Kerala Blasters FC are on their defense. Now with KDB getting into that box, charging forward, getting in, turning back out. You can see it's very congested there, passing all the way back to Marquinhos. And this is brilliant cover from Kerala Blasters FC, just not allowing them a single gap at all. But now that gap finally starting to open up. Mbappe trying to run through it. He will get the opportunity, but it's a foul.
Yeah, very curious right there how that fall ended up happening, because it looked like for a second the ball just waltzed back into Mbappe's hands, but it does not happen. Instead, it is the free kick taken by Kerala Blasters FC, once again setting themselves up on the attack and on the edge of the line, getting Ronaldo in to this far wing side. Now again, has a couple of options in the cross towards the far post with Mbappe, but chooses not to go it. Instead, gets it back to himself and a huge pass setup. That is surely goal number 2.
Oh my goodness, it's all falling apart for FC Goa over here. Kerala Blasters carving them open time and time again. And a 2-goal deficit very, very early on. It's going to be interesting to see how FC Goa react to this. Are they going to try to go all-out attack right from the beginning? Or are they going to wait till half-time, try to wait it out and see if they can just try to get 1 goal back? Because at this point, I think the best they can hope for is a draw. I don't see them coming back and winning this.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be difficult, especially because Kerala Blasters, they look perfectly synchronized. They look like they're on the same page, not just in terms of the offense, but defensively too. Look, we're seeing very synchronized presses, rarely ever giving free channels of passing for the side of FC Goa. And it does mean that inherently FC Goa feel a little constricted, but now they've got Messi on the edge of the box. Going for that top corner, but Van der Sar. Double agent Van der Sar indeed. Perfect on one end and not so much on the other.
Yeah, I think maybe that's a game bug where you only get 1 good Van der Sar per game. Something like that. Just to encourage people to pick different goalkeepers. But nope, it is looking pretty ominous for FC Goa right now. because Kerala Blasters can now just completely control this game. They can just keep possession. FC Goa will be desperate to keep winning that ball back. They have won it back over here. Advantage played, no foul, and they're getting forward or being forced back because the press from Kerala Blasters FC has been very, very good today. And in this co-op game, FC Goa have not really been able to create much. Again, over there, being forced out, and something's got to give. I think maybe a change in formation, maybe going for that narrow diamond formation with the attacking fullbacks is going to be the only way forward for them.
Potentially. I think it will definitely mean that they get a lot more opportunities, but it will also mean that their defense is a lot more open to the counters from Kerala, which have looked absolutely clinical so far. So Kerala FC Goa, they're going to have to navigate this one very, very carefully. But getting a goal here in that 45-minute knock will give them a huge boost of confidence as well as a lot of hope for even pulling back the win. But instead, it's the 45-minute attack towards the other side. Pele playing games with FC Goa on the wing, shifts it to the center, and Ronaldo now looking for his counterpart. Instead, Kerala just slowing it down. They won that 45th minute shot.
Wonder if we'll see a long range shot attempted again. We've seen one go in from Bellingham, but no, they're happy. Oh, I think Lokman is there saying, come on, pass it into me. Because, of course, as long as the ball is just in and around that penalty box, it's not going to be half time. That's another little trick that you can use in your day-to-day FIFA life. But, yeah, you can see this was a tackle that looked like a routine tackle, but suddenly did not work out. And then excellent cross into the box. And easy as you like on the finish over there. Kerala Blasters FC finding form, finding redemption after that harrowing last match that they went through just yesterday. And there you go. This one was a little too easy for them to just work it out. The defense for FC Goa, uncharacteristically, particularly in co-op games, all over the place. And now, let's see if there's been a formation change for FC Goa. It does not look like it's a 4-1-2-1-2 just yet. But with the players now rearranging themselves, no, it looks like it's still just the 4-2-4. So they're going to be attacking as much as they possibly can. Now with Messi on that right flank, can they get the ball in? Kante available, Kevin De Bruyne in there as well. KDB has the shot, and guess who? Guess who is Van der Sar again? Although I do feel that the pass was on, and that might have been a better option than taking the shot in that instance. Trying to get through and bulldoze with Messi, Marquinhos on Mbappe's case over there, and now big counter opportunity, but look at that recovery pace there. Ashraf Hakimi, one of the best cards you can own in the game. I'm privileged to happen to own the once to watch Hakimi card, which makes your team chemistry a little bit of a mess because you're not going to find any Moroccan players as good as him around him anytime soon. But also means that the only viable right winger that you can have in your game is a certain Lionel Messi, who seems to be a little bit expensive these days.
Yeah, exactly, right. It's like either mess up your chemistry or pay up, and it's quite hard to pay up. So you get put into a dicey situation, but hey, it's worth it for Hakimi himself, who has been a stellar performer. Of course, with the Team of the Year card coming through as well, I think the stats just absolutely brilliant. But talking about stats right now, Cancelo on the wing could go for the cross, but instead looks to cut it back into the box. Eusebio running away with it, but he's not got many options. He just got to pass, and the pass runs into Kerala Blasters' hands. They'll just look to clear, but instead they bait a goal kick.
Even better for them, and FC Goa need to get that first goal back if they're going to make that comeback. I think they need that goal by maybe the 75-minute mark to really put pressure on Kerala Blasters FC. They still do have time. That's going to be falling to... it looked like it was going to be falling to FC Goa, and it will. And now, what's the formation? Has it been changed? We're going to see the ball slid in to Eusebio on that flank. There is Mbappe into that box as well. Pushed back to KDB. And not a lot of options really. They're going to have to really engineer something over here by shifting a few defenders around, because it's very, very tight, very cagey. Need to do something a little bit different. Need to maybe go a little bit wide now with N'Golo Kante. Now with Messi. Too obvious over there. Easily telegraphed and read. And FC Goa cue a pause. And will it be too late by the time they have the chance to make that tactical change? That's offside for sure. And FC Goa now they're already, I think, playing the 4-1-2-1-2, but now I think it's time to get the fullbacks involved as well.
Yeah, just going all out basically with a strategic change. It's necessary at this point because unfortunately Van de Sar seems to be just in full form right now for Kerala Blasters as well as the players themselves with this 2-0 lead, and Kerala Blasters looking to secure this one in the back for them, help out Northeast United in the meantime as well as put a smile on their faces, because as you said, I think while they can't finish top 4, still getting close to that itself will be a big boost for the confidence of Akshat and Lokmanu, especially Lokmanu, because we know he's a figure who has been ever present in the FIFA esports community. I'm sure he's going to continue his career after the eISL into the future as well. So for him, it's all about ending on the right note and getting a win against a top tier team like FC Goa. Well, that's the great start to the sim.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll want to just get over the line over here today and exercise those demons that have been plaguing him over these last few weeks. Kerala Blasters FC, I think they'll feel that they're due one, and maybe this is the one today after all the heartache they've been through over the last few weeks. And now FC Goa, they're going to be attacking all guns blazing. It's Leo Messi as the centre forward over there, and that's not what you want to be doing. Giving away a cheap pass, but very good defensive pressure to win that ball back. And it's got to be incessant now from FC Goa. It's going to be constant press, and really you can't afford those kind of passes. Almost getting a second bite of the cherry, but nope, does not work out. And Van der Sar got to be smart with that. A good ball played out wide, and that's won by CR7. Could be lights out over here. I think it will be. No, it's the header from Mbappe. And Akshat complaining about that. Don't worry, Akshat, there's still 2 goals up.
Yeah, Akshat probably noticing a better chance right there and calling for it. Did not get it, but that's okay. As you said, there's still 2 goals up. They just need to hold on to their defense because FC Goa clearly going all out. The attacking fullbacks are up. Cancelo trying to set up a chance, but Marquinhos with a definite interception gets it out of hot water real quick for Kerala Blasters. Now once again, the throw set up and almost given away.
Yeah, and you know that's the universal sign of trouble in FIFA when you're being forced to clear that ball away. Now with Mbappe again at the near post. Van der Sar refusing to be beaten by FC Goa here today. And yeah, it's very, very nervy, very cagey at this moment in time. Cancelo getting in there. Will he manage to hold on to that against Hakimi? No is the answer. And if it's going to happen for FC Goa, it's got to happen now. And I do wonder if the little pizzas and burgers that have been offered potentially by Northeast United FC are being ordered right now, because it does look like it is going to be Kerala Blasters FC seeing out well, not exactly a shock defeat, but definitely one to turn up the books.
Most definitely. 10 minutes left. If they can get a goal in the last minute right here, maybe FC Goa can get a draw through, but it looks extremely unlikely because you can see they're controlling the ball and desperation ensues. Not really what we were expecting. A foul coming out from Marquinhos with a slight tackle, not at all characteristic of FC Goa, but that's what desperation does to you.
Yeah, and will he go for goal? Nope, they're just going to keep that ball and keep passing it around. But be careful, Marquinhos already on a yellow card, and yep, Kerala Blasters FC, they know their job's done. They're just going to keep passing that ball around. Go back to the keeper if you need to. And just see this out. They want 3 points. They've been yearning for 3 points for a very, very long time. Haven't got them since they beat Hyderabad FC a week or so ago. And that was very, very tight. Now, FC Goa, can they make it happen? Can they pull off the impossible comeback? It's got to start right here. Got to be a goal literally within the next 1 or 2 in-game minutes. And getting in with Eusebio, goes for the chip, and it's not good enough. And that, I'm sure, is good night for FC Goa. They're going to remain exactly where they are. And well, there's teams like Northeast United FC, Bengaluru FC, who are going to be licking their lips, because as it stands, it's not in FC Goa's hands anymore. They're going to have to rely on a few results going their way. And it's really, really going to be a tight finish. Exactly what we want to watch as neutrals. Yeah. And there you go. It's the points in the bag. They get it done when it matters. And Afnan walks away in disgust, clearly. Not very, very happy with that performance. And yeah, I think Akshat saying, hey, that was you yesterday, remember? But yeah, the emotions are running high over here, and Afnan, particularly after that game where it was just shot after shot after shot being denied by the AI. Some of us, all of us, have had those days in FIFA, and this was Afnan's turn today. And yeah, very, very close game of FIFA. Eventually, it comes to an end with Kerala Blasters FC getting that win.
Yeah, and it all started off with this goal right here. That standard tackle not working out. Just playing on pure instinct, Kerala going for that cross into the far post. They get the goal. And you could see how much of it really ended up affecting Goa's gameplay throughout this matchup. It never felt like they were feeling their strength. It never felt like they were playing their game. The methodical approach simply wasn't there. And Kerala Blasters are making quick work of them. 2-0 in this matchup. 2-1 victory overall in the set will get them the 3 points, deny it for FC Goa, and get them a free meal at it maybe from the Northeast United and the Bangalore boys while they're at it.
And also another thing to note is that FC Goa's goal difference goes further down. That's not going to help them in that battle for the top 3 either. But it's not a good day for them. But listen, everybody's going to have ups and downs in the eISL, and it's you can see Akshat over there. I think he's used to just being in that situation and being like 2-1 down. And I think Lokman had to remind him, bro, we're winning. It's okay, chill. You don't have to be so upset about it. But there we go, the final scorecard. Let's quickly head over and find out we don't need to find out. We know that it's 3 points for Kerala Blasters FC. V. Sharma starting it off well, getting the win against Akshat, who was desperately unlucky, followed by the 2-0 for Lokmanu, where Afnan was very unlucky, and I think deserved 2-0 in the co-op for Kerala Blasters FC to get themselves all 3 points.
Yeah, and at the end with Afnan getting up, walking away as well, I think clearly lots of emotions running high in this matchup. Enough that, let's take a look at the hero of the match, and I assume it has to just be Lokmanu? Yeah, there we go. Lokmanu with that 3 goals scored, a commanding victory in his individual matchup, and one with for himself in the co-op as well. I wonder which one it was. I assume the second one?
Yeah, I think it was probably the second one, or maybe the third. Oh, it was the first one actually. It was a great ball in then from Akshat and Lokmanu there to finish it off. But a couple of good goals for Lokmanu. Of course, this one, the counter-attack towards the end, a bit of a sucker punch after Afnan was throwing the kitchen sink and all appliances possible at his goal. And this one was just at the start. I think he'll be very annoyed at that tackle not working out, and then it's just a matter of getting that cross in and finishing it off at the far post. And let's find out what the Terra Virtua super moment of the match was. Lots of key and decisive moments in this one, and I think it's probably the first goal that Lokmanu scored against Afnan, which was a very, very pivotal moment in this game.
Yeah, absolute banger right here. He's gonna set up Bellingham for success as he moves towards the edge of the box, just shifting it in, and just takes a shot because notices Afnan really starting to push him, pressure him, but while maintaining the compact self. So a lot of space created, just pushes the ball away from his feet and slams it into the top corner. And you can see how much it really meant to him, you know, even though there's not much emotion, the simple fact that he just keep on going with the game. I think for a player like Lokmanu, who came into the eISL very much the standard for all professionals, for him now getting to reset himself after a horrendous week, it's going to be very motivating for him.
And now let's take a look at the impact this has on the leaderboard, getting more and more exciting with every passing game. So FC Goa now on 29 points with 3 games to play. Mumbai City FC now have a very nice little buffer between themselves and FC Goa. I think one more win for them can potentially, 2 wins for them should potentially get the job done. But for FC Goa now under pressure from Northeast United FC, also from Bengaluru FC. They do have that breathing room. They could afford to technically lose this game, but there is no margin for error left for them at all in the eISL as far as that top 4 battle goes. So they have to win all 3 of their games. And we do have Lokmanu, who has now found himself in 8th place, 21 points, Kerala Blasters FC. Lokmanu, good to have you back over here on the winning side of things, and good win for you all today. But I have to ask you, yesterday we saw this footage of you absolutely raging against your PlayStation console. What was going on there?
Some things are better, like just not to mention that at the moment. A lot of things happen at the heat of the moment. Plus, obviously, the way I missed so many chances in the first half in yesterday's game, I was absolutely furious with myself. Also, that how can I miss so many open chances? Then I eventually lost. So that's not who I am. That's not what I'm used to after missing so many chances. So yeah, that's what happened after.
Yeah, and today in your individual game, while you were absolutely ruthless, it felt like the bad luck you had yesterday was compensated by a little bit of good luck on your end for the bad luck now coming through for Afnan. So, what do you feel about that? Like the ups and downs in the eISL throughout, what has that been like for you?
So I think FIFA is a game of so many ups and downs. Sometimes it's in your favor. It's like the pros say, it's a game of margins. You have to tilt them in your favor. And sometimes when they don't go in your favor, it's very frustrating, if especially when it's a KG game. And personally for me, this season has been horrendous. So like I've got a lot to learn, and I think next season I'll definitely be amongst the top for sure. I know my quality. It's just that these many matches I just haven't done my best. Today a spark of that came, so I'm pretty happy. At least we could get some points against a team which is in contention for top 4.
Yeah, you've obviously made that top four battle even more interesting for us, and it's a nice quote over there. So FIFA is a game of margins. Sometimes you have to tilt the margins, and otherwise the margins tilt you. So I think that's sometimes how it works out. But congrats on the win, Lokmanyu. A pleasure talking to you as always, and we'll chat with you soon.
Thank you so much, guys. Take care.
I really like the quote as well. I think can be applied to most things in life. I liked your version better because most definitely the margins tilt me more often than not.
But yes, of course. But you don't need to be tilting anything. Just head over to Terra Virtua, which is, of course, an entertainment-based metaverse platform. You can get all your favorite NFT team posters, team player trading cards, all sorts of fun stuff. Just head on over to terravirtua.io.
Well, of course, lots of really cool things that you can pick up through Terra Virtua. But a big reason for this entire tournament happening, of course, we have to thank our partners for making it happen. So a big shout out, of course, the eISL powered by Coca-Cola, with Nodwin Gaming as our esports partner, Hero as our associate sponsor, PlayStation as our platform partner, and Terra Virtua as our digital collectibles partner. And what a day it has been, Azim. The top 4 really heating up today.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure to be taking part in all of this stuff. And what a great battle. We have more great matches coming tomorrow. That's all for today. And we will see you tomorrow. Until then, take care. Good night.
Bye.